and then I'm gonna switch it back to you as
Okay.
oops as the host. So you should see that, and then I'm gonna try to help you view profile. Okay. Hey, Lonnie. We'll be getting started. We're letting a few more people get in.
Okay.
We have a guest with us today. I will introduce her um, in just a little bit. But I want to give a few people some time to get in. Hey, LaShawn. We're going to be getting started. I'll give it another couple minutes, let some more people get in, and then we're just going to go ahead and hop in.
Okay.
Hey, everyone. It's Hump Day Wednesday. Yes. All right. Well, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. And Miss Erin is going to be letting everybody in. But as you know, I want to welcome everyone to today's Wellness Wednesday webinar. As you all know, we don't have any newbies on yet. We do have some newbies that are said they were coming, but we'll see. But I'm thrilled to have you here as we dive into a topic that can truly transform both your physical and your mental health, and that is reducing sodium. All right, so today we're going to be talking about why reducing sodium is so important, not only for your body, but also for your mind. So, high sodium intake doesn't just contribute to physical illness like high blood pressure and heart disease, it also can impact your mood and stress levels. Did y'all know that? I know LaShawn knows that. But don't worry, we're going to dive into that and we're going to talk about how you can still have flavorful foods because I know a lot of people are like, I can't season my food. Yes, you can still have your food seasoned properly and have flavor without the added sodium. So, my goal for today's session is to show you how you can reduce sodium while still enjoying tasty foods. So, hey, we got a newbie on. Newbie on. So a bit about me. I am a certified health, fitness, nutrition, and mindset coach. I'm a military veteran and a nationally qualified wellness bodybuilding competitor. But most importantly, outside of all of that, I am here to help you thrive in mind, body, and spirit. So I want everyone to turn their attention over to this lovely lady who is joining us today. Her name is Dr. Erin. Everybody say, hey, Dr. Erin.
Hey,
Hey,
Dr.
Dr. Erin.
Aaron.
Hello, hello.
So I'm super excited. Oh my gosh, y'all don't even understand. I am super excited to have her here today because she is going to be stepping in as our new support assistant in the app. And y'all don't understand. I'm super excited. She's amazing. So Dr. Erin is a super smart health and fitness expert who has spent over 20 years teaching others how to live healthier lives. She's a certified personal trainer, a health coach, and a nutrition specialist who's written articles for big fitness websites and helps other coaches learn and grow. She's all about using science and real life tools to help people feel their best in their mind, body, and everyday habits. And she's also a holistic coach like yours truly. So, Erin believes in small steps that lead to big, lasting results. So, eventually, you will be seeing Dr. Erin inside the coaching app, helping out with answering questions, giving feedback on your meals, those of you who are sending your meals to me. And she will be doing exactly like I do, making sure that you're actually following your plan and you're actually sending the pictures and not just descriptions of what you ate. Um, and she'll help also keep you motivated. And tonight she's going to be assisting me with the chat, answering questions. So if you have any questions, you can put those questions in the chat while I go through um, the coaching call, and she'll answer those for you. And if you have any after, we'll do our usual Q&A at the end. So I'm super excited to have her here on the Team Sassy Fitness Squad. Aren't y'all excited too? Are y'all as excited as I am? Are y'all as excited as I? Listen, because busy, okay? But before we get started, we're gonna do our icebreaker, and then we're gonna have Erin do the housekeeping for tonight. So before we get into today's topic, let's break the ice. Please share one win that you've had recently related to your health or fitness journey, big or small. It could be anything. Don't go all at once because I will pick somebody. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Cause I know I got some people on my screen, yo, that already got some progress and pictures. I'm just waiting till you raise your little hand up. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, is that Miss Kathy?
yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Miss Kathy. What's your win?
My win is I'm starting to lose a little weight and tone up better.
Woo! Yeah, because I definitely showed you your pictures, and I'm super proud of Miss Kathy. She has been doing everything, and her excitement shows, her enthusiasm shows, and I'm just really proud of you. So good job. Yay! Everybody say good job, or give Miss Kathy a round of applause. That's awesome, awesome. Anybody else want to share wins? Y'all making me feel bad. Y'all making me look bad. Oh my gosh. I know y'all have. Go
Well,
ahead, Jelani. Hey, Jelani.
I
What you got, man?
would,
What you got?
I'll say a win is I've recently started a meal plan. I've been consistent with it, and I've already seen a progress within a month, like a few days actually. Really.
Mm-hmm. It makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell y'all, his meals look delicious. I'm like, oh. Yes, I'm so proud of you, Jelani. I know this is new for you.
Thank you.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
it is. Like he's been doing the macros, like where you just track and make sure that your foods hit your macros, but now he is actually following the carb cycling plan where he's only allowed certain foods, and to see how his body, now he already made humongous progress because he's been with me for a while, and to see how just shifting and only being able to eat like the cleaner foods, his body has responded so well to it, and it's like it's just, did you shock yourself?
I did. I did. I didn't know what to expect at first, but like seeing the progress, I'm really proud of it for sure.
Yeah, I'm proud of you too. All right, anybody else?
I'm going to say my win is going to be just like Jelani, because now I am getting on a new program as well to change some diet habits to get my labs down because they keep fluctuating. So I would say my win is that I have stopped cheating, like eating candy here and there. So and bread. So that's my win
A
thus far.
win is a win is a win.
Yes.
All right, everybody, give it up for LaShawn. That's what's up. Anybody else got wins? This is like the best part of the call for me because I like to celebrate everybody. I know last time we were all on here together was last month, so I love hearing you guys' wins. Anybody else?
And I can say I'm proud of myself because when I was out of town, I did do my workouts.
Ooh, that's a win.
Yes. And I got my mom and her companion to eat, good foods like egg whites, avocado, and my protein meat. So we were eating that every morning.
Nice. Look at you being an example for your mom. That's what's
So I
up.
gotta change them to do that too. So they're sticking to it.
That's good. That is awesome.
Good.
Hmm.
Mama Francis, you got your hand raised?
Yes. I think I'm on mute, though, am I?
No, we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I reached my first goal,
What was that?
and I've set a new goal. So, to take off a few more pounds and do some more toning. So, I'm
Yes.
grateful that I have
Yes.
achieved that.
I'm super proud of Mama Francis. Like, do you mind if I share how wonderfully young you are?
No, I don't mind.
Do you know my
I
mama
don't mind.
Francis is 78. She'll be 79 this year. And she has toned her body. She'll be 80 next year.
79. Yeah, and next year I will.
Next
You're
year.
right.
She'll be 79 this year, but I'm just saying next
Yeah.
year you'll be 80. And she
Yeah.
has toned her body. She's gotten more mobility. Her posture has improved. She slimmed down her midsection. She's stronger. And I was like, is that muscle I see? So if my almost 80-year-old mother-in-law can do it, you, and you can do it. So I am so proud of you for following the plan, sticking with it. She met her weight goal, and it takes time, but she met it. And then now she was like, well, let me add a little bit more. So she's continuing to push herself, and that's what it's all about. So I'm super duper proud of you and everyone who has shared their wins for today. So without further ado, Dr. Aaron, if you can go ahead and do our housekeeping before we continue.
Sure. Well, thank you. It's great to meet all of you, and thank you for the warm welcome. I'm super excited to be part of this. And I love working with Chiquita. So, very, very blessed to have this opportunity. So, thank you all. So, for housekeeping, just want to remind you that weekly check ins are essential to helping you stay on track. So, we hope that you will complete yours on Sundays or Mondays. That gives us time to review them. But making sure that you establish consistency in tracking your meals, getting that mindful movement, that intentional movement every day, resistance training 3 to 5 days a week, and then staying hydrated. We can't forget our water, right? Can't forget the water, and then prioritizing that sleep. Sleep is healing, it's part of recovery. So, we want to make sure that you are on track, that you're being consistent, and you're making that sustainable progress. So, please, please remember your check in so that we can help you get your momentum going and stay going. And then during our calls, and all of you are really great about this, making sure that your cameras are on. We love seeing you. We want to make sure that we are able to connect with you in a virtual space. Of course, if you're in a space that doesn't allow you to have your camera on, that's totally okay. Another thing that we ask is making sure that your Zoom name is updated so that we make sure that we know who everybody is. That would be really helpful for me since I'm brand new. And this is the first time I'm meeting all of you. And then again, as Chiquita said in the beginning, if you do have questions, please pop them in the chat. For tonight, I will be monitoring the chat. And then make sure that you're in a space that you're able to fully participate and be present, limit those distractions, and then make sure that if you do have any questions, pop those in there. We are happy to answer them and help you stay on track.
All right, that was wonderful. Thank you so much. This is so amazing. I don't
Oh,
even
welcome.
understand. So I hope I know that I see one person doesn't have their camera on. If you are not in a place that you cannot have your camera on, I ask that you please turn that on just because it helps me engage a little bit better. So please and thank you. All right, so now let's dive into today's topic, which is going to be how to reduce sodium. So, we're going to talk about why reducing sodium is so important because high sodium intake can be harmful to your body in many ways. So, here is how it can be harmful. One is the physical health risk, things like high blood pressure. Sodium is one of the leading causes of high blood pressure, like we all know it, hypertension, which can increase your risk of heart disease and cause strokes. So, those are illnesses that can be prevented if you properly pay attention to how much sodium you're putting in your body. The other one is kidney damage. Over time, consuming too much sodium can damage your kidneys and impair their function, leading to kidney disease. That's another one that can be prevented. Water retention. We all know that sneaky little thing called water retention. Sodium causes your body to retain water, which can lead to bloating and discomfort. Also, the water retention can happen when you're not consuming enough water as well. If you're eating foods high in sodium and your water intake is low, that's going to hurt you as well. Another one, heart disease. High sodium intake has been linked to increased risks of heart disease, and it contributes to high blood pressure and poor blood vessel health. So those are the physical health risks, and they all can be prevented if you pay attention to your sodium. One thing that I like to tell everyone is when you're buying seasonings or foods that are in packages, pay attention to the nutrition label. And I know there are times that we get lazy when we go food shopping and we just want to run in and out and we grab things and we just throw it in the basket and don't really read the label. You need to start reading the label. It needs to be very important what you put in your mouth. Oftentimes we feel like it's a chore to pay attention to what we eat. It's a chore to buy things that are healthy, or we consider it expensive. But let's be real. Do you think you're going to spend more money being unhealthy or more money being healthy? And at the end of the day, your health is an investment. And if you want to live a long time, and not even just live a long time, but live a long time and feel good, because honestly, I don't want to be here if I don't feel good. What's the point? I don't want to be in chronic pain. I don't want to be, upset and hurting and uncomfortable all the time if it's something that I can help. Now, if I got in a tragic accident or something like that and I need physical therapy, that's something totally different, but something that I can actually control, I think it's important to properly manage those things. And a lot of these things with sodium can be prevented if we are more mindful. A lot of times when you get those packaged foods for convenience, it'll have sodium as high as like 1,200 or like 1,000, or even 500 is too high. So you got to be mindful of those packaged items, and you got to understand too, like the sodium is in there to help keep it for a long time. And that's why the expiration date is kind of far out, because of how much sodium is in it, to preserve the freshness. So, and that's why I tell you guys so often to pay attention to eating more of the whole foods. I know every once in a while you might grab something that is processed, but you don't want to be eating more processed foods than you're eating whole foods. It's not benefiting you, right? So the mental health risks of having high sodium in your diet is increased stress. High sodium intake can also lead to increased cortisol, which is the stress hormone. I'm pretty sure all of you have heard of that word, cortisol. Yes? It's the stress hormone, making it harder to manage stress and anxiety. So when you have increased stress, it increases your cortisol level, and it also makes it hard to lose weight. It also mood swings. A high sodium diet has also been linked to irritability and mood swings, because the excess sodium can affect brain function and cause fluid imbalances in the body, as well as dehydration. We all know that too much sodium can dehydrate you. That's why I was saying, if you have a high sodium diet and you don't drink enough water, that's a recipe for disaster. It can cause dehydration, which can contribute to mental fatigue, difficulty focusing, and even headaches. So before we continue, Erin, do you have anything on that you want to share?
I think you nailed it. I think one of the things with high sodium is it's sort of it has silent symptoms when somebody has hypertension. And so it's not something that you necessarily feel Like you can feel achy joints, you can feel an achy back, you can feel fatigue. But with hypertension, it often is a silent killer because we don't really know about it. And it's not something that you measure every day in your house. You know, it's something that when you go and you have your blood pressure taken as part of your vital signs at a doctor's appointment, certainly it can be something that pops up, but to diagnose it takes more than just one measurement. So it is something that we do need to be mindful of. And it's amazing how fast sodium adds up in our food. And in part, that's the culture that we live in. That's the part of the American diet. I mean, we have more than enough sodium in the foods that we take in. So it really does benefit us to pay a little bit closer attention to that particular mineral, as it does build up really fast. It's in drinks, it's in all sorts of foods, particularly processed foods. I think that's the only thing I would add is that there's this silent nature that sort of creeps up on us. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you have hypertension. And when you do have that hypertension, it can cause lesions in the inside of your arteries, which is then what can cause that plaque to build up. And then it leads to a whole other cascade of events that really we want to avoid entirely. So just being mindful of that and really stopping and taking a minute to think, okay, how much sodium is in this? And just getting used to paying attention to that part of the food label or how you prepare your meals.
That's really good. Thank you for that. So, oh, you had a question, LaShawn? If you can pop it in the chat, that would be wondrous. Um, but how sodium sneaks in your food, you might be surprised to learn that sodium sneaks into your food where you wouldn't expect it. And just like, and it was just perfect that Aaron was talking about how it's sneaky because the main thing, which I talk about a lot, is packaged and processed foods. Canned soups are the worst. Okay? Canned soups, sauces, deli meats, packaged snacks, and those frozen meals, those quick grab and go frozen meals, packed with sodium. And even some bread products often contain hidden sodium. And that's why I recommend specific bread types to you all. Now, at the end of the day, this is you guys' journey, right? I make the recommendation because I know what works, I know what gets results, and I know what gets people's blood work down, their numbers down. I know what gets people health back in check. I've helped numerous clients get their numbers in check. So I give you these recommendations because I know it works. Now, if you take upon yourself to continue and eat what I'm saying is not beneficial for you, you only have yourself to blame for that because you have the tools that you need to be successful. But if you are dead set on continuing to eat and do the things that wasn't working for you before, then that's on you. But I'm giving you the tools to know like, hey, this is if you must have bread, I recommend this based on your goals. Now everybody has different goals. What plan I give Miss Kathy is not going to be the same plan I give LaShawn. They're two different people, two different goals, two different body types, two different histories. All of that comes into play to how I design your plan. So just be mindful of that as well. Restaurant and fast food is another one. Even if you think a meal is healthy, take Chipotle for example. I used to work there when I was younger, and I know because they had us look, well, they didn't have us. I found the nutrition facts for all of their meats. Their meats are very, very high in sodium, especially the chicken. I never eat the chicken if I go there. But even if you think a meal is healthy, many restaurants and fast food chains load up their dishes with sodium for flavor. And that's why I oftentimes will suggest that you cook mostly at home. I'm not saying don't eat out at all because we have things, we have family events, we have, whatever, we have Labor Day coming up, right? So those things are going to happen, but I want you guys to be mindful even at those events. Be mindful of your plate. Be mindful of what you're putting in your body. You can still enjoy yourself, but just be mindful. Eating fast food every day is a no-go. That's the quickest way for your sodium to be spiked. Even restaurant foods like Carrabba's and like things, like they all have um items on the menu that you can order, and you can be as picky as you like with the way that you order them, because guess who's eating it? You are. I'm the most picky person when I go out to eat. That's why I don't go out very often. But when I do go out, I often order last, especially when it's with my family, because I'm very specific with what I want or don't want and what to put on the side and not on the dish, because I want to be able to control the amount of whatever I'm eating. So you want to also be mindful of condiments and sauces. Ketchup, soy sauce especially, salad dressings, and other sauces can add significant amounts of sodium. I started making my own ketchup just because even though they have a healthier version that doesn't have as much sugar, doesn't have the high fructose corn syrup, because I read everything, I just thought it would be best. It's not that bad to make it myself, so I make my own ketchup because I can control how much sodium or how much seasoning I put in there, and I can control how much sauce I use or tomatoes or whatever. But I'm controlling how much is in there instead of buying it already prepackaged. So that's something I do. I'm not suggesting that you guys have to make your own ketchup. I'm just saying that that's what I do, just because, and I'm not a big condiment person either. But just be mindful of your sauces and your condiments. And processed cheese. Is there anybody here that eats those Kraft singles, those American cheese singles? Anybody in here eat those? Somebody hiding their face. Do you know how horrible that is for you? Kraft singles, that's not even cheese. If you read the thing, it says cheese product, and it doesn't even melt. So that's not cheese. Processed cheese, including cheeses used in pizzas and sandwiches, often has a high sodium content. So you want to be mindful of those things. And I'm not saying you can't have cheese, but be mindful of the amount and be mindful of how often you consume those things. I'm not suggesting anybody can't enjoy their foods or whatever, or you have to be bland and don't season your stuff. That's not what I'm suggesting. I'm just saying, if you do have cheese, make sure it's a quality cheese and not that cheese product stuff, and then don't eat it all the time because it's not benefiting your goals. Everybody tracking? We good? Okay. I think Miss Kathy looked like she had a question. If you do, just go ahead and put it in the chat. Hold on a second. And also, here are some ways to reduce sodium without feeling deprived of flavor. So you don't need to sacrifice flavor to reduce sodium. My food tastes so good. Like, I've gotten so many compliments. Actually, Miss Mama Francis can tell y'all, because she's had my food, that my food is very flavorful, but it's healthy. And it's not overly salted, right? So here are some good tips. Using herbs and spices, whether fresh or dried herbs like basil. I love basil. Basil, thyme, rosemary, and oregano, along with spices like cumin, paprika, turmeric. They can all elevate flavor of your food without adding sodium. And salt alternatives. There's plenty of salt alternatives on the market, which is one of my faves, like Mrs. Dash. Tabitha Brown just came out with a salt-free, and her stuff is so good. They have Redmond Real Salt and Himalayan pink salt, which has slightly less sodium than regular table salt. These are great alternatives that add flavor while reducing sodium levels. I also love Complete Seasoning and Nature Seasoning. It's like a blend of like onion powder, pepper. I think it has some salt in there, but the sodium is not as nearly as high. So also lemon and vinegar. A little squeeze of lemon or a splash of balsamic vinegar can burst flavor in your food and help reduce desire for salty foods. Also, fresh produce, fruits, vegetables, they not only taste great, but they are naturally low in sodium and high in water content. So that helps with hydration and reducing sodium levels. Everybody good with that so far? Before I go on to the next segment, you got anything, Erin?
Nope, I popped an article from the AHA in the chat if you
Okay.
take a look at it,
Yeah.
and I've just been answering some questions about deli cheeses as
Oh,
well.
perfect. Perfect. Good job. Good, guys. Keep the questions coming. I love it. I love it. So, I'm gonna pull up this article really quick that she sent. Oops, there we go. All right. So this article is basically saying how much sodium should you eat per day. Americans consume far too much sodium, and on average over 3,300 milligrams a day. That's a lot. So the American Heart Association recommends no more than 2,300 milligrams a day. An optimal goal is no more than 1,500 milligrams a day for most adults. So for most people, cutting back 1,000 milligrams a day can improve blood pressure and heart health. You want to keep in mind that more than 70% of sodium Americans eat come from packaged, prepared, and restaurant food, not the salt shaker. So if your question is, how can I tell how much sodium you're eating? Like I said before, look at the nutrition fact label on the side or back of the food package to find the amount of sodium in the serving. The nutrition fact label is going to list the number of servings in the package at the top, as well as the nutritional content of the food per serving below. A list of all the ingredients in the food appears separately on the package. So check for words such as sodium, salt, and soda. The low sodium, the total sodium shown in the nutrition fact label includes the sodium from salt and any other sodium containing ingredients in the product. For example, this includes preservatives or flavorings such as sodium nitrate, sodium citrate, monosodium glutamate, which is the MSG that you guys see on the package, or sodium benzoate. So you need to note the serving size of the nutrition fact label, and if the portion size equals 2 servings of a product, you're actually eating twice the sodium listed. So here are some sodium related terms you may see on food packages. If it sounds familiar, just raise your hand. Salt/sodium free. So that's less than 5 milligrams of sodium per serving. Very low sodium. Nobody seen very low sodium on a package before? Oh, one has. So very low sodium is 35 milligrams or less per serving. Low sodium is 140 milligrams or less per serving. If it says reduced sodium, have y'all seen that one?
Mhm.
I've mostly seen those on canned packaging, canned goods. So reduced sodium, at least 25% less per serving than the item's usual sodium level. Light in sodium or lightly salted. That's at least 50% less sodium than the regular product. No salt added or unsalted. It says that no salt is added during processing, but these products may not be salt or sodium free unless it's stated. So guess what that is? A marketing scam, because they're saying no salt added or unsalted, but that doesn't mean there's not any sodium in there. Make sense? So remember, sodium levels vary in the same foods depending on the brand or the restaurant. And plus, you don't know what type of seasonings these restaurants are using, what brand, if it's low sodium or what it is. And keeping a daily tally of how much sodium you consume can help you make better choices. And if your question is it possible to eat too little sodium? It's likely that you're not eating enough sodium in your diet. It's very unlikely that you're not getting enough sodium in your diet. And there's no reliable evidence that eating less than 15 milligrams per day is a risk for most people, especially not Americans. Especially not Americans. So the body only needs a small amount of sodium, less than 500 milligrams a day. So those of you who are tracking your foods and you can see how much sodium, 500 milligrams a day to function properly. That's a smidgen. The amount is less than a quarter teaspoon.
Oh, wow.
Very few people come close to eating less. Plus, healthy kidneys are great at retaining the sodium that your body needs. So the guideline is to reduce to 1,500 milligrams of sodium daily, and it may not apply to people who lose big amounts of sodium in sweat. These include competitive athletes and workers exposed to major heat stress, such as foundry workers, firefighters, what you call the man that outside, construction workers. I said the man outside, y'all. Construction workers, those who sweat a whole lot, they're releasing that, but they're also, I hope, drinking water, to replenish themselves. So at the end of the day, you need to be mindful of how much sodium that you're consuming. Everybody good so far? All right, perfect. So, how much sodium is too much? We just dove into that. And I'll re-emphasize that just so everyone is clear, that the recommended daily limit for sodium is 2,300 milligrams per day, which is about 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon. But the average American consumes 3,400 milligrams per day, which is way above the recommended amount. So when reading food labels, aim for less than 140 milligrams of sodium per serving. And also, whenever you're consuming that thing, make sure that you're consuming the serving amount, because oftentimes we can get a package of food and we see 300 calories on it and we think, oh, I can eat the whole thing, not realizing that 300 calories is like maybe a half a cup. But we think that whole package is 300 calories, and we are consuming and also it'll tell you, so not only will it tell you how many calories per serving, but it will also tell you how many servings in a package. So if you read the package and it tells you 300 calories per serving and a serving size is half a cup, but then it says 12 servings per package, and you eat that whole package just because it might be small or whatever, multiply 300 by 12 and tell me how many calories that is. That's how much you just ate. So you really have to pay attention when reading the labels. And maybe I'll do another coaching call on reading labels so that you guys can really understand. That's a good idea, right, Erin? To do so you guys can better understand. I've done trainings on reading labels before, but I've since then gotten a lot more clients. So I want everyone to be educated on the proper way to read labels so you can understand when you're buying things that are packaged, and hopefully you're not buying a whole bunch of packaged stuff. But if you have some packaged things, that you're not that you're eating the actual serving size and not more than that. Okay. And also be mindful of the hidden sodium. So read ingredient labels carefully. And I've said this many, many times, to download the Yuka app. I don't know if y'all have done it. I know a few of you have, but please download the Yuka app. It will save you time when you're food shopping, because as soon as you scan that label, it's going to grade it from 0 to 100 out of 100. And if it's and it will tell you why it gave you that grade. So, oh, I know Jen, you're late. If you have any questions, just drop them in the chat and Aaron will answer them.
How do you spell Yuka?
Yuka.
Thank you.
So just know that when you scan that label, it's gonna tell you the grade. Anything under a 50 is not good. And it will tell you either it's too caloric, too high in sodium, or has too many additives and preserves. And it will also tell you that it has some dangerous ones in there. All right. So be mindful of that. Even if the label says low sodium, like we mentioned before, some foods still pack a punch with sodium due to those additives. So if you want to pay attention to what you're putting in your mouth, then I highly recommend that. I highly recommend you pay attention to what you put in your mouth, because that's one thing you can control. We may not have control of nothing else, but one thing you absolutely can control is what you grab and put in your mouth, because nobody is stuffing your face for you. Nobody's force feeding you. So whatever you put in your mouth, you have control of that. So just be mindful and read the labels, and don't be tricked by the marketing, because they will fool you. A lot of times they will fool you in the front. That's why you always should turn it on the back, because it'll say something, and I've seen it, and that's when I'll make my videos. I'll go in the store and I'll be like, I bet you, look at this, and I'll grab it and read the label, and I'm like, no, y'all didn't. Y'all gonna say no high fructose syrup on the front of the label, and then you turn it over and read the ingredients, and it says fructose. That's the same thing. But you're fooling people into thinking that it's no high fructose syrup, corn syrup in this food item. Because you know why? Because they know a lot of people don't read. They know people skim through stuff. They know humans are lazy. So they know they can get away with it. So that's why it's important to pay attention to what you put in your mouth. Read the labels. So before we dive into our Q&A segment, I do want to share a short video on how inflammation, which can happen when you consume too much sodium, can impact your mental health. So for those of you who are on the call, you know I will always send you a recap email of what we discussed as notes. But if you want to pull out a pen and paper to take notes during the call for the Q&A segment, feel free. So please take notes on the strategies mentioned in the video, and we can discuss your takeaways. So let me go ahead and cue that up. Aaron, if you can do me a favor and put me back as the host so I can share the video. And then whatever other questions, we'll just leave them for the Q&A part, if that's good with everyone. Erin's been amazing, hasn't she? Okay, we're good? Okay, so let me go ahead and all right. I changed your name for you on my side, Kathy, but all right, let's do it.
Is inflammation silently sabotaging your mental health? That's
not what I meant to do.
As a
All right.
therapist myself, I know how important it is
Let me share my screen.
to be able to have someone that you can talk to about your problems, to bounce ideas off of, process your traumas and your stress.
Is inflammation.
All right. And I'm gonna need you guys' help to let me know if you can hear it. Can y'all see it?
Yes.
All right, so
Yes.
okay, so if you hear it, just thumbs up. And if Jennifer and Kathy, if you can mute yourself, that would be marvelous. here goes.
Inflammation silently sabotaging your mental health? It's more common than you think, but the good news is you can fight back with the food that you eat. I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I make mental health videos to strengthen your mind, fortify your brain, and build resilience. Today, I'm giving you the top foods to combat inflammation and boost your mood. Inflammation is our body's natural response to injury or infection. It's a key part of our immune system. However, when inflammation becomes chronic, it can wreak havoc on your body, including your brain. At its core, inflammation is a protective mechanism. When your body detects a threat, it releases chemicals that trigger an inflammatory response. This response is designed to isolate the threat and promote healing, but in some cases, this process can go awry, leading to chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation doesn't just stay in one part of your body, it can spread, affecting various systems, including your central nervous system. When it reaches the brain, it can cause several problems, and here are 4 of them. One problem is disruption of neurotransmitter production. Inflammation can interfere with the production and function of neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which are essential for mood regulation. Another problem is, over time, chronic inflammation can lead to changes in brain structure, potentially affecting areas involved in mood and cognitive function. Inflammation can dysregulate the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, also called the HPA axis, which is our body's stress response system, leading to increased cortisol production and heightened stress response. And then inflammation promotes oxidative stress in the brain, which can damage neurons and disrupt normal brain function. So those are the high-level physiological effects. What these changes can actually look like are symptoms of depression, anxiety, and even cognitive decline. Multiple large-scale studies have shown that people with depression tend to have higher levels of inflammatory markers in their blood, particularly something called C-reactive protein, or CRP. One major study following over 3,000 people found that those with elevated inflammation were significantly more likely to develop depression later on. If you're interested in looking at some of these studies, I'll have them in the description of this video. So how do you know if chronic inflammation might be affecting your mental health? Here are some signs to watch out for. Persistent fatigue that doesn't improve with rest, brain fog or difficulty concentrating, irritability that seems out of proportion to the situation, feeling emotionally reactive or more sensitive than usual, low mood that tends to worsen alongside physical symptoms, joint pain or body aches, and digestive issues. You might notice patterns where your mood dips during these times when you're also experiencing more physical discomfort. For instance, on days when you wake up with more body aches or digestive troubles, you also might find yourself feeling unusually down or irritable. These physical and emotional symptoms often travel together like 2 sides of the same coin. Now, here's the empowering part. You can actively fight inflammation through your food choices. Let's look at the top 6 anti-inflammatory foods that support both brain and mental health. In a previous video on nutrients for brain health, I talked about specific nutrients that fortify your brain. Today's list is whole food sources that reduce inflammation. And there's a little bit of overlap between these 2 lists that you'll see with the first recommendation of fatty fish. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA. These nutrients are essential for brain health and have potent anti-inflammatory properties. Omega-3s are incorporated into brain cell membranes and play a role in neurotransmitter function. They've been shown to reduce inflammation in the brain and may even help alleviate symptoms of depression and anxiety. Try to include fatty fish in your diet at least twice a week. If you're a vegetarian or vegan, consider algae-based omega-3 supplements. Number 2 anti-inflammatory food is leafy green vegetables like spinach, kale, and collard greens are nutritional powerhouses. They're packed with antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds that can help protect your brain cells from oxidative stress. These greens are also rich in folate, a B vitamin that helps produce mood-regulating neurotransmitters. Low folate levels have been linked to depression. Aim to include a serving of leafy greens in at least one meal per day. You can add them to smoothies, use them as a base for salads, or saute them as a side dish. Number 3 is berries. Blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries are not just delicious, they're excellent for your brain. These fruits are rich in flavonoids. These are compounds with potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. Research has shown that regular consumption of berries can improve memory and even slow cognitive decline as we age. The antioxidants in berries help protect brain cells from damage and may even stimulate the growth of new neurons, which is the foundation of neuroplasticity. Try to include a variety of berries in your diet. Add them to your breakfast, snack on them, or use them as a natural sweetener in desserts. Number 4, nuts and seeds. Walnuts, almonds, flax seeds, and chia seeds are all excellent sources of omega-3 fatty acids, also vitamin E and antioxidants. These nutrients work together to reduce inflammation and support brain health. Walnuts, in particular, have been shown to improve cognitive function and may even help reduce the risk of neurodegenerative diseases. I wonder if that's why they're shaped like little brains. A handful of nuts or a tablespoon of seeds daily can be a great addition to your diet. Sprinkle them on salads or add them to your morning oatmeal, or just enjoy them as a snack. Number 5, turmeric. This vibrant yellow-orange spice has been used traditionally in medicine for thousands of years, and now modern science is catching up to its benefits. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound with powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Curcumin has been shown to boost levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, also called BDNF, which is a protein that promotes the growth of new neurons and may help fight various degenerative diseases or processes in the brain. It's also been studied for its potential in alleviating symptoms of depression. Although you can add turmeric to various dishes, it's worth noting that curcumin is not easily absorbed by the body. That's why you'll often see supplements combining it with black pepper extract called piperine. And this addition can increase its absorption by 2,000%. Turmeric is a nice addition to food, but you really can't get a therapeutic dose of curcumin from consuming it only in food. You'll likely need to take a supplement to get the most benefit. The last anti-inflammatory food source is fermented foods. Probiotic-rich foods like yogurt, kefir, and sauerkraut support gut health, which is closely linked to mental wellness. The gut-brain connection is a fascinating area of research, and we're learning more about how the health of our gut microbiome can influence mood and cognitive function. For more on this, watch my recent video on how your gut bacteria controls your decisions. Fermented foods provide beneficial bacteria that can help reduce inflammation throughout your body, including the brain. If you're not a fan of traditional fermented foods, you might consider a high-quality probiotic supplement or the newly emerging postbiotics. These are bioactive compounds that your gut microbes produce during the fermentation process. These compounds work faster than consuming probiotics, but the research on them is still in the early phases, so we know less about them as a supplement. Hopefully that will change soon and we'll have more robust options for improving gut health. Now that we've covered some of the top anti-inflammatory foods, let's discuss how to implement these changes in your diet. First, you want to aim for variety. Don't just stick to 1 or 2 foods from this list. Try to incorporate a wide range of anti-inflammatory foods. 2, consistency is key. You don't have to be perfect, just consistent. And what does that look like? Try to include these foods in your diet regularly rather than as occasional superfoods. 3, pair these foods with a balanced diet that includes a variety of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, and lean proteins. 4th suggestion, while you're adding anti-inflammatory foods, also try and reduce your consumption of pro-inflammatory foods. These include processed meats, refined sugars, and trans fats that are often found in fried foods and baked goods. And then the 5th suggestion is listen to your body. Everyone's body is different. Pay attention to how different foods make you feel and then adjust your diet accordingly. Reducing inflammation benefits more than your physical health. It helps build a more resilient brain and supports mental wellness. These changes don't need to happen overnight. Small, consistent steps in the right direction can lead to significant improvements in both how you feel physically and mentally. In my next video, we'll explore how mindful eating can transform your relationship with food and boost your mental well-being.
All right. Wasn't that wonderful, guys? Wasn't that amazing? I love her. She's like amazing at tying nutrition with mental health, which is what I love to do. So now we are opening the floor up for discussion. If you have a question, just use the little virtual hand raise so we can get everyone in order. But the prompt is, after watching the video, what stood out to you the most? And we'll just start with that. What stood out with you the most from the discussion and from the video? Any takers?
I'll go.
Go ahead, Jelani.
Video wise, I would say what stood out to me was finding out the different nutrients that's within the certain foods and how it affects your body and how it affects your mood, all that stuff. And then discussion wise, what stood out to me, it was actually something that Miss Erin put in the chat saying that breakfast cereals have hidden sodium. I listen, I love a good bowl of cereal.
How many
I
times
don't
I
know.
done told you about that cereal?
Love a good bowl of
Y'all see
cereal.
my
So like but I'm better than how I was because I used to eat cereal a lot. But so like compared to now to back then, I'm doing way better than what I was. So it's
You
like
like hot cereal? Like
yeah,
oatmeal?
it's like I hot cereal, like
But oatmeal is good.
oatmeal. Yeah, I do oatmeal, but then sometimes too I do cream of wheat. Sometimes I do like custard. Sometimes it's just like breakfast cereal in regards like like
The
cinnamon
dry
toast crunch,
cereal
that kind
without
of
the
thing.
processed.
Yeah,
I done had
hey.
plenty of conversations with plenty of y'all on that cereal.
Yeah, but
Got me going
I'm doing
dizzy in
better.
here.
I'm
But go
doing
ahead.
better with that for sure. But finding that out was actually news to me because I really didn't know that. So
I'm so happy. That's why I love doing these calls. Yes. All right. Anybody else got something that stood out to them? Video discussion. Go ahead, LaShawn.
I think for me, also what Aaron put in discussion about, I didn't know how much sodium that you should take. And sometimes mine is like 25,000 mm, so I'm gonna try to bring it down to like 23 and stay at 23. And thank you for that fact because I didn't know that. So
Did you,
and then go
I'm
ahead, did I
sorry,
what?
do you know what is causing you to go over that 2300 threshold? Do you know what foods?
I don't know. I monitor my sodium. I do track it. So I don't know if I know plant-based meat
The
has
frozen stuff? Oh yeah, that
it,
has
it
a
could
lot
be
of
the
sodium.
plant-based meat. So the only meat that I eat that's plant-based is the impossible meat that you showed me that you put in your chili. So I
Right.
only eat the 4 ounces that's required. Only
And how
that one
often do
serving,
you
which is
eat it?
4 ounces.
How often do you
Um,
eat that though?
just a serving every day.
Oh, that's probably why.
Yeah, just
Because
like one.
when I make it in the chili, when I was making it at church, that was like a
Hmm.
one-time thing. That's not something I eat every day. It
Every day.
should be a staple. Like those packaged meats. Like I learned
Hmm.
really quickly, like my husband was trying to do the plant-based meats with me, and like I say, I read the ingredients on everything.
Hmm.
And when I
Hmm.
saw the Beyond Sausage and all of that Beyond Meat, and I said, this is worse than regular meat.
Hmm. Hmm.
You better off
Yeah.
getting tofu or something. Like that is horrible, you
Right.
know?
Right.
So yeah, that's one of the things. I think you probably in your situation steer do less of the packaged meats. Are you trying to be plant-based or
No, because I try to switch it because I don't eat a lot of meat. I don't eat beef. I don't eat pork. I try not to eat a lot of chicken because if I do eat the chicken, then it bloats me.
Right, it
So
does the same for me. But what about
yeah,
turkey? Because I can do turkey.
turkey, I'll have to go switch over to turkey and see how that works.
Because if you
Ground
do,
turkey.
yeah, because if you do ground turkey, you can make it like a
Hmm.
sausage and use those seasonings that make it taste like a Italian sausage. The
Hmm. Hmm.
what was the one of the seasonings was not seasoning but
Is
spices.
it sage?
Sage is one of them.
Sage.
Another one is
Okay.
oregano, and like
Okay.
putting those seasonings with it, and then of
Right.
course your other flavor. But those will give it that flavor like it's sausage without you having to eat
Right.
sausage or having to eat the plant-based sausage. But the turkey
Right.
should do you better because I think we have the same blood type. If I remember correctly, and I can't do chicken for that reason. It bloats me and it makes me feel sick.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, but I'm sorry.
So,
I had to ask that question because I want to make sure, anytime I ask a question, it's because I want to provide an answer. I don't want
hmm.
you to just try to figure out on your own how to reduce your sodium if you don't know exactly what is
Hmm.
contributing to it. And it sounds like it's the packaged meats or the packaged
Hmm.
plant-based meats. Those are the worst.
And then when I don't eat it, it's not like I eat it every day of the month. And then when I don't eat it, my sodium can be like 19 something or 18 something.
Right. So
So
that's definitely
yeah.
what it is.
So I try to do it not so often, but every so often.
Yeah. You might need
Yeah.
to
Kind of cut it. You need to cut it. And
cut
the
it.
other and the other thing from the video, just like Jelani, I was surprised that, all of the food, all of the 6 items or the learnings of the foods that can help you to improve. So
Hmm.
that was informative as well. Yeah.
Yay.
I took
I
my
love it.
note.
I love
Yeah,
it. I love you wrote that down.
I sure did.
All right. I love it. I love it. I see Miss Kathy unmuted herself. You got something to share?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Jen, you have anything that stood out to you from what you heard in the video or what we've been discussing? Oh wait, you're muted. Let me. Oh, there you go.
It says you got to take charge of what you're eating yourself. Um, and I did a little bit of that today. Mine is getting good quality fresh greens, and I've been really paranoid about eating fresh greens from the store because it seems like every time I buy greens, they've been recalled for Listeria or E. coli, and I'm afraid to eat them from the store, so I don't eat fresh greens, and because of that, and so I'm paranoid about eating fresh greens. So I bought today. I ordered from Amazon sprouting kits to
Oh,
sprout
you're
my
gonna
own
grow
greens
your own.
and
Hey,
microgreens.
that's a
And
smart.
I've already got pounds and pounds of microgreen seeds. So
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Thanks for sharing that. All right. Anybody else? All right. So the next question was how are you planning to reduce sodium in your diet moving forward?
Oh, I'm
Anybody?
never going to eat another frozen meal again.
Okay. I know you do good sending me your meals, so I will definitely be able to attest to that. I love your consistency with that. You're doing great.
Thank
And
you.
she's a newbie, y'all. Jen is a newbie, y'all. And she's doing good. Um,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Anybody else? How do you plan to reduce sodium in your diet moving forward? Nobody?
Well, for me, eliminating that impossible burger meat and trying turkey meat. See
Yes.
if that helps.
Yes.
I have to reiterate that to my mom too. So I'll let them know that the impossible sausage that I have, well, the little sausage, I'll just tell them, go ahead and finish what you have and then, just go ahead and switch to turkey.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So, anybody else have any new strategies they've learned today that they want to share? No? Okay. Well, you always know that I give homework. So I'm going to tell you what it is, but again, it will be in the email that I send out. So your homework for the week is track your sodium intake. Take a few days in the week to track your sodium intake. Look at the food labels, make note of hidden sodium, and see where you can cut back. All right, try new seasonings is the second thing. Experiment with fresh herbs and spices, and use Mrs. Dash or Tabitha Brown seasoning. So good. And try a recipe and share your results in the group chat. That group chat has been very silent. I need to, maybe Erin can help me put a prompt in there or something because I'm like, man, it's like barely any engagement in here. But we'll work on getting that back up. It used to be bumping at one time. Remember LaShawn and Jelani? And now it's just crickets. I'm like, gotta figure out something. But yeah, feel free to share your results or anything you try with the group. Sharing is caring. And also the last thing, focus on whole foods. Make one meal this week with whole, fresh ingredients, nothing out of a package. The only thing that should be coming out of a package is like the fresh meat that you gotta clean and cook. And avoid processed foods. Focus on fruit, vegetables, lean protein, and healthy fats. Everybody know what healthy fats are? Yes? Questions? Everybody does? Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to open the floor for questions. If you want to ask and any lingering questions before we go, we'll let Miss Erin answer or I'll answer, whatever. But fire away.
I have a quick question. As of for bananas, is it good to consume a banana daily?
Yeah, this should be fine. I mean, depending on the rest of your meals, because bananas are high in carbs.
Right.
So
hmm
depending on how you structure the rest of your meals, you can
Okay.
eat a full banana, half a banana, but eating a banana a day is fine.
Because I want to say my sugar may have been high too because of the berries that I was eating. I think I was eating berries like blueberries. I had like blueberries, strawberries. Well, not really strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, and I would eat that as my fruit bowl daily. But I have not done that in a week.
Well, berries have a lot less sugar and a lot less carbs than a banana does.
That's what I was thinking. So
And
it
that's
must
why
have been
those are
something else.
it's something else.
Okay.
It's the other things. I would have to look at your meal tracker to
I think that
decipher.
was like
I'm
2
sure I can
weeks ago.
pinpoint what it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure
3
I'll be
weeks
able
ago,
to
something
pin.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not the berries. The berries, eating berries every day is awesome because it has the antioxidants in it.
Right. That's what I thought. I was like, well, the only thing I was eating sweet, really, it was the fruit bowls, the berries.
Well,
Mhm.
what are you doing a lot of shakes?
No.
Um,
Mm-mm.
well, I guess we'll just have to look and see.
Yeah, I'll try it again this coming week and see because it was only like a cup of blackberries, a half a cup of raspberries, and I think that was it.
Those are the best kind of
And
fruit to eat.
and at the time it was like a cup of blueberries,
Yeah, those are
something like that.
great.
Okay, I'll go back to that.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
What kind of fermented foods are you talking about?
You want to take that one, Erin?
Sure. So fermented foods, things like kefir, if you like kefir. I do not personally. I super love to throw on some tamed down pickled jalapenos on like a salad if you want just a little bit of spice, but it's not like crazy. Pickled red onions is another option. Sauerkraut if you like it. Um, I personally do not. So I'm a big fan of the pickled onions or the tamed down pickled jalapenos. If you like the spice, go for the full that have the seeds in them. But anything pickled, even a pickle, is a fermented food. Also, kombucha is another source, another fermented source. Can be a little bit tangy, bitter.
I like
Um,
kombucha.
and I like
I
kombucha.
love it.
Just one caution there is make sure if you want to go that route that you're checking the label for added sugar because sometimes they sneak that in. There are options that don't have the added sugar, but nonetheless be very mindful. And on the food label, it'll say sugar and then it'll have a category for added sugar. So we want to keep that real low. But I would say those are like the top fermented options. But kefir's kind of tough to stomach.
Mm.
I would say like it's like a real runny yogurt, kind of,
I've
wouldn't you?
seen it and I'm like, I couldn't
Mhm.
even try it. Oof.
It's not tasty. So go for some of those other options. I definitely,
Pickled onions are
yeah, pickled onions are amazing.
so good.
Just like a dill pickle, a fermented option.
Yeah. Something that's
Okay.
been sitting in vinegar for a while.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
Hmm. That was a good question. Anybody else?
Great question.
No?
Me.
Oh, go ahead.
So with the greens and stuff, so with the meal plan you have me on, I am eating mostly, if not everything is just about whole foods and everything. So like some of it is like with vegetables and all that stuff. So now at first, like when I first started, I was getting like the frozen vegetables, but now I'm getting like the fresh ones. So like which one would be better? I'm assuming fresh, but I just wanted to ask just to confirm.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't matter. Like for me, depending on what it is, I'll buy frozen just because it lasts longer. But if you get fresh or frozen, as long as it's like not nothing added in there, you're fine. It doesn't matter. Cause me, stuff will I don't eat like humongous portions of food. And a lot of the foods that I buy, I might be the only one to eat it. And so I don't want it to go bad faster than I can eat it. So I'll get frozen things. Like green beans, I like to get frozen. Um, broccoli, I'll get frozen. But like everything else is fresh for me, just for preference, because I'll buy it and cook it right away. But like green beans and broccoli, if I were to do mixed vegetables with the corn, like I don't like carrots and stuff, but they like it. So the mixed vegetables I buy for them, I got too much mixed up vegetables I don't like. I don't like carrots, I don't like corn. So I'm not eating it all as a medley. But those are the things that I would buy frozen. I'll give you this nugget. Fresh and frozen, 1,000 times better than canned. Is that helpful?
Yes, I just wanted to make sure, I'm gonna ask a question.
Oh yeah, that's what
So
this segment is for. Ask away. Yeah. Anybody else?
Want to ask about electrolytes.
What about it?
Um, I know a lot of the sports drinks have that in it, and I found one time years ago, I was in the heat a lot because that's when I was trying to move down here to Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and even though I was drinking a lot of water, it wasn't helping me. So it wasn't until I started adding some of the sports drinks to that I started feeling better.
Right.
So
The
how
sports
does
drinks are fine. I recommend if I personally, because I'm a natural person, I recommend coconut water for the electrolytes. But if you don't like the taste of it, something like Gatorade Zero or something like that has a lot less sugar in it than the regular sports drinks. That's what my personal recommendation would be, a Gatorade Zero.
okay?
Sounds good.
Hmm.
LaShawn, I think you had a question.
Yeah, I put in the chat
Oh,
about
okay.
cod. I'm
Ooh.
gonna cod.
Oh, cod. What about it?
Yeah. I like it. and I'm gonna try to eat that more often. I
That's
brought a lot of it.
okay.
What's a good way? I did bake it, I think the week before, and
Hmm.
I was like, uh, uh,
With cod,
I
for
was like,
me
it's just,
personally,
and I did
it's
lemon.
an acquired taste and it's a very fishy smell and I don't like it. So I prefer flounder and orange roughy. Now, orange roughy is a little bit on the pricier side, but it's like the best fish, the best white fish I have ever tasted in my life. But if you do the cod, I would the way I did it when I was preparing for a competition and I had that on my meal plan. I um I cleaned it in vinegar and lemon juice,
Hmm. Hmm.
get rid of that
I
stench,
did.
right? And then I cook it, I pan sear it on the stove. So what I do, I put some olive oil in a pan, not like you're frying fish, but like just enough
Just a little
to, yeah,
saute.
to cook
Okay.
the fish. But I season it with I have some seafood seasoning that I use in sazon, the Spanish seasoning.
Hmm.
I put that on there. If you want to add a little lemon or lime, you can. I like the lime pepper. So delicious. And then I pan sear it until it's golden brown how I like it, and that's how I eat it.
Okay. Because it didn't it tastes okay. It's meaty. And it wasn't fishy after I did
Yeah,
the
you
after
did that.
I
Yeah, if you
yeah,
pan
did
sear it,
that.
it might be a little better for you.
Okay.
Or if you want to try flounder, it's a thinner fish, not
Uh-huh.
fishy at all in my opinion. But I do all my meats. I soak it in vinegar. I gotta get all that whatever on it
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
So so yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. And what about almond flour? Someone told me to try almond flour.
Almond flour is good. Oat flour
Okay.
is another good one. It's gluten free, and coming from me having a or wheat sensitivity, I
Hmm.
lean more towards things that have oat flour or almond. My preference is oat flour. It's so good. To me, it's the closest thing to regular flour texture wise. So
Okay.
everything that I make or bake, whether it's like homemade pancakes or something like that, I do oat flour, but almond flour is good too. I've made
Okay.
pancakes with almond flour. It's a gluten-free option, so it doesn't have the wheat in it and the flour stuff in it.
Okay. Because someone told me to try almond flour with the cod.
Oh,
And
Oh, they're trying to get you to deep fry it?
well, no, I don't have a deep fryer. I
I
wasn't
mean,
gonna
or
really
fry
fry
it?
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
And
sounds
I
like
was
they're trying
like,
to get you to fry it.
yeah,
But
I was like, well,
if
I'm not
that's what
trying to
you're
eat
doing,
fried. I don't want
I wouldn't do
fried
it
if
because
that
then
was a
I
four.
mean, I guess that's better than using flour and cornmeal.
hmm
Uh, uh,
You know how people fry like catfish or tilapia or
yeah,
whatever, and they put cornmeal or flour?
yeah, yeah,
Using almond flour would be better, but just make sure that you're using like olive oil and you're not using, those high um oils like seed oils like
yeah. I use olive
vegetable.
oil.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Anybody
Thank
else?
you.
You're welcome. We got a few more minutes. My cutoff is 8 o'clock, so if you got questions, we're good. All right, this was great. This was a great session, Erin. You are a gem. You don't understand how thankful I am to have you here. Thank you all for being here and engaging with the topic of sodium. Remember, small changes can have a big impact on your physical and your mental health. It's all connected. So reducing sodium does not mean sacrificing flavor. I gave you a lot of different examples of how you can season your food. You can still enjoy delicious meals while taking care of your body. Okay? So I will see you guys next month on the end of September, which will be the 24th. And we're going to talk about listening to your body and setting healthy boundaries. That's a great topic. And then I'll try to squeeze in a nutrition label topic for another month. So thank you guys so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. Tomorrow, I am taking a mental health day. I need it. I've been doing a lot by myself. That's why I'm so excited that Erin is here. But tomorrow, I'm taking a mental health break, so I won't be in the app very much tomorrow. Still send your meals if you're supposed to send your meals. I will respond to them when I get back. I understand that Monday is a holiday. I'm gonna do this. I do this for everybody. On Labor Day, whoever is supposed to send me meals, you don't have to send me meals on Labor Day, but I caution you. Do y'all see my face? I caution you to be mindful of your portions, be mindful of your plate. Still enjoy yourself, but you can enjoy yourself without stuffing your face, and you can enjoy yourself without overdoing it, because your body, you will regret it. Your body will beat you up for it. It's not worth it. And just be prepared on Tuesday to get right back on track with sending your meals.
Oh, we have to have, still have to have everything sent in by Monday night though, right?
Yes, you still have to have your check-in form completed. My recommendation, if you don't want to be bothered with that on Memorial Day, the check-in form opens on Friday night. I've started opening it then. You have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to get it in. And if you don't get it in, you just won't get feedback. But that's your way of getting feedback and knowing, progressing your program further. Okay, so just know I will not be in the app tomorrow. I will send a message to everybody who wasn't on this call tonight that I'm taking a mental health day tomorrow. I need it. It was really hard for me to work today, but I pushed through. But I'm taking that. Thank you. I'm taking that. Y'all know I'm always very transparent and open with you guys, and that's the same way I want y'all to be from me. I give exactly what I ask for. So I'm taking that mental day tomorrow. I will not be in the app. I just need you guys to just please, I care about your success probably more than you do. So please don't go crazy. But on Tuesday, start back sending meals. If I don't see meals, I'm gonna be like, what's going on? Did you eat today? Right? So enjoy your holiday. Enjoy your weekend. I will be back on Friday to catch up on whatever I missed. Still send your meals tomorrow, but Monday, you don't have to send me meals, okay? All right, I love y'all so much. You're so wonderful, and we will chat soon. Good
All right.
night.
Take care.
Bye.
Hey,
Take care, Erin.
you too.